right, guys, welcome back to Studio 39. I'm Rob Odie. We've got another episode of Spotlight 39. We've got a young man. It's Bo time. We'll let him go into who he is and what he's about. But he made a real big decision this evening, so I'm excited for him to share his story and how he got to where he's at right now. So without further ado, I'll hand the floor to him.
Hello, I'm Bo Kite, 18 years old. I got a deep run high school. I play football. Just recently committed to Army West Point to
Congratulations.
play
Congratulations.
thank you, to play either offense or defense. I want to play early, so they've given me the option to whatever best I fit at is where I'll end up.
No, that's awesome, man. So you got an opportunity on both sides of the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. So what state are we located?
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia, right? So just down the road from myself. So that's awesome. So let's find out a little bit about who Bo is as an athlete, right? So let's talk about some of the things that got you to where you are. What are some of your strengths on both sides of the ball at this point? Because obviously you've got an opportunity with both. So what makes Bo Bo?
Um, I feel like I've been playing football for a pretty long time, and my biggest strength, in my opinion, is just football IQ. I feel like I really understand the game and have really good instincts. Um, I think on the defensive side of the ball, it comes a little bit more natural. I read out plays pretty quickly and am able to come downhill and make big plays. On the offensive side, I'm a big runner. I just am competitive that way. And in my mind, anyone that gets in front of me is not going to tackle me. That's just how it's gonna be.
That's it.
And then a big role in it, in my opinion, is I've wrestled for a long time, and I think the competition there really helped with my football game and how that progressed as well.
No, that's awesome, man. So let's take that, right. Let's flip it. And what would you say are some of your opportunities, or maybe a specific opportunity that you were coached on, and specifically at what point were you coached on the specific area of opportunity, and what have you done to get better or improve, and walk us through a little bit of that.
Well, I'll start on the offensive side of the ball. I think I've always been a good runner, a pretty good passer. I definitely think I can improve there, and that's where I think the last year I've kind of made some strides in that. I work out with Malcolm Bell when he's available and throw around with my guys a lot. I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement there. And then on the defense side of the ball, I haven't really played much defense throughout high school because I've been the quarterback. So I think with my natural ability, some coaching on how to actually play the position, that could be scary.
But you're willing to take that challenge, right?
Yes, sir.
No, that's awesome, man. So like we said, you recently just within the hour or so made your commitment. So if you don't mind sharing a little bit about your recruitment process, more specifically, at what point did it start to happen for you, and how did it happen? Was it via social media? Were they reaching out to your coaches or guidance counselors, or walk us through a little bit of that if you don't mind?
So I think I was fortunate to where I started my sophomore year. And I think one of the biggest things that helped my recruitment was the coaches seeing my progress from my sophomore to my junior year.
Okay.
Um, Going into high school, I really dominated pretty much everything and thought that varsity football really wouldn't be that hard, but that quickly changed in my first scrimmage. So sophomore year was kind of difficult for me. And then with that under my belt, I was able to play just instinctively, just off my gut my junior year, kind of had a year under my belt. And then just went out and had fun. And then, like I said, I think the coaches seeing my progress from sophomore to junior year really helped out with me. Then I got the ball rolling in about November with William and Mary offering first. And I think that really helped because they offered before this pandemic started,
Awesome.
which made every other school usually it works in the way that once one school offers, a lot come in,
Sure,
is what
sure.
I see pretty much with everyone. So I was lucky to get that first offer before the season was even over, and then it just kind of rolled from there.
No, that's awesome, man. So, how were you say you got the first offer from William and Mary, right? Which is
Yes, sir.
FCS D1.
Yes, sir.
I believe they play. Yeah, they play in the CAA, right? So they
Yes, sir.
play against the guys at UMaine behind me. So I actually went to the UMaine game against William and
Okay.
Mary a couple years ago. But yeah. So at what point, like, how did they reach out? Was it via your coaches? Was on Twitter or you directly? How did that communication start out?
I had been talking to them on the phone a little
Okay.
bit, and then my coach texted me before practice and was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to meet me. I got some exciting news." So right before practice, he put me on the phone with one of their coaches who now coaches at Ball State. But he put me on the phone with him, and then he ultimately offered me phone to phone.
No, that's awesome, man. So then you had a handful of other opportunities kind of flow in from there, and what ultimately led to your decision this evening?
I really kind of had my mind made up pretty quick, or not pretty quickly, but before a long time before I committed, but I was still a little bit iffy just because of the distance and how much I'd be able to see my family. But what led to it, the first one is the relationship with the coaches. I talked to pretty much every single one of their coaches, including their head coach, just about every week for a pretty extended amount of time.
That's
And
awesome.
I think they have my best interest. Two is the brotherhood there, the connections you make with the players, and how they all play as a team and not for themselves. I feel like in a lot of D1 football, kids are just trying to shine so they can make it to the league, and then that just comes with a lot of ego that isn't really fun. And then three, I was trying to play big time football, the biggest time or the highest I had while still being on full scholarship.
Sure.
And my 4 years that I'll be there, they play 11 Power Five schools and a lot
Okay.
of other good FBS schools. So
So the brotherhood, the relationship that the coaching staff built with you, obviously with the open communication regularly, and then ultimately, it feels like strength of schedule, right?
yes, sir.
So all that play,
Competition.
yeah. So all that played in factor, and congratulations again. That's
Thank you.
a big achievement first and foremost to have opportunities and to be fortunate enough to pick and choose and really find out where you're going to feel best suited for 4 years. So I wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully, I'll get to watch you on Saturday, afternoons, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, we found out who you are as an athlete, right? Obviously, talented all the way around. But let's find about who you are as a person, right? Who is Bo off the field? What do you like to do? What are you involved in? Do you do anything to give back? You know, Talk to me a little bit about that.
Um, I'm just a big active. I like a lot of activities. I'm a big winter sports guy.
Okay.
Snowboarding's kind of my thing, and then in the summer, I'm a big
So
water sport.
So where do you snowboard in Richmond? Do you go to Massanutten or do you go out of town?
Uh, we usually go to Wintergreen a couple times, snowshoe once a year, and then
Okay.
all growing up, we traveled out to Colorado for spring break.
Colorado for spring break. That kind of is a different twist,
I
right?
mean, it was pretty nice because it was like you were skiing in a foot of powder, but it was also 45, 50 degrees outside, so you can
Yeah,
wear
yeah. No,
swimsuits.
that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So keep yourself pretty busy, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
we got to know a lot about you, right? And I appreciate you sharing specifics on your recruitment because I think that that's really going to help some of these other folks that are looking for some opportunities, right? So very powerful statement there. And if you don't mind, I'm going to end it with the question that I tend to ask every single conversation. I tend to tweet it out pretty regularly, but it's pretty impactful, right? And the question would be, what motivates and drives you to want to wake up tomorrow and be that much more successful than you were today?
I think my biggest thing that I've kind of lived around is competition. Like, I never like to lose anything, and I want to be the best kid or person to come out of this area with that being successful later on down in life or just being an overall good person.
No, that's huge, man. So just being, more successful outside of your 4 years, right? Whether
Right.
you make it to the league or you don't, you transition to the workforce, you become an entrepreneur and own your own business, whatever life takes you, whatever that road, that path is going to be. By all means, don't be afraid to take that leap because you've got nothing but success in your future. And with that, I will, uh, I will let you go. I appreciate your time. I wish you nothing
Thank
but the
you.
best. We'll be in touch. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.